They're the fastest metal cars you've ever seen. Mattel's new Hot Wheels.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin, and today we're going to be opening up a 5-pack of the Hot Wheels drag strip collection. This is a little bit older. This is from 2024. I picked this up at Walmart just the other day. In fact, I picked up 2 of them, one to collect and one to play with. So I do have a track set up, so I'll probably run them through the track many times since they are set up for racing. One in particular is the Hot Wired. I know I featured the Hot Wired before on part of my it was part of the Mystery Models collection, Series 1, I believe, of 2025. And I want to do a whole series on all my hot wired cars, so in order to do that, I got to get this one out of the pack. So we're going to rip this box open here shortly and go through all 5 cars and enjoy the history on each one of them. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, here we've got the 2024 Hot Wheels Drag Strip collection. It's a 5-pack, and it comes with an 88, let's see if you can read all that, an 88 Ford T-Bird, a 62 Corvette Gasser, the Hot Wired, which I already mentioned, the Nitro Door Slammer, and the Mustang Funny Car. And without any further ado, let's rip into this and let's get them out and get a better look at them. The tab's glued down pretty good there. Okay, here we go. My goodness. I'd say super glue, maybe epoxy, and then I'd say maybe even cement. That was probably the hardest glue package I've ever had open. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, now let me turn this overhead light on. I can't have the overhead light on with the package because I get a glare, but this works. So here is our Thunderbird. Ooh, I just love that red. I cannot get enough of that red. Okay, then we've got the little Corvette Gasser. And again, we're going to look at these more in depth here individually. Here is the Hot Wired. I'm glad to get this out and open. Then we've got this little, what is this one called? This is the Nitro Door Slammer. Interesting name for a car. Well, here we'll set that one in front. And then last but not least, we've got the Ford Mustang Funny Car. Does that open up? No. Be cool if it did, though. Okay, so there's the 5 set, and we will now get into them one by one. Okay, first up, we've got the 1988 Ford T-Bird. And this made its debut in 2022 as part of the 2022 Hot Wheels Drag Strip collection. So this is actually, in a matter of 2 years, it's made the Drag Strip series twice. It was designed it was a joint effort between Brendan Vatuski and Brian Benedict. And this particular model is the 5th out of 6 iterations produced. This casting is based on a 1988 Ford Thunderbird drag car built by Matt and Debbie Hay. The car was built in 1988 and won numerous awards. They sold the car in 1991, but repurchased it in 2013 and towed it over 2,000 miles to their home for restoration, with significant repairs required to get the car functioning again. It features a 5.0-liter Windsor V8 engine with twin B&M superchargers, aluminum radiators, Alston aluminum wheel hubs, floorboards, and transmission tunnel, Diest drogue chutes, and a Squeegees Customs livery. This casting is often given the name of Matt and Debbie Hay's 1988 Pro Street Thunderbird. And from the back of its 2022 card, it reads, born in 1988 in Dearborn, Michigan. Designer was Matt and Debbie Hayes. And it says, take this modified Ford Thunderbird on the track or street. With a small block, twin supercharged V8 engine and lightweight frame, it's ready for racing action. And there we have it. Let's get an up-close personal look at the car. Again, I just cannot reiterate how much I love that red. Let's take a look at the side of the car. It says Vatuski Motor Company. Coco D, I don't know if that's referring to the driver or who or what that is. We do have the Ford emblem on the fender. The number 88, we got Hot Wheels graphics on that fender. Here's a look at the back end. You can see the drogue chute attached to the rear bumper. A little bit of a spoiler there. Side skirts go pretty low to the ground for aerodynamics. Look at that front end. Nice little air scoop on the front hood. See if we can see into the cockpit. Nice, and I like how they even include the little bracing in the rear window that the actual car would have for support. Let's take a look at the base. Gorgeous. I wish every car came in that red. Just saying. All right, moving on to the next one. Next up, we've got the 1962 Corvette Gasser. Similar to the last car we looked at, the Thunderbird. This too made its debut in 2022 as part of the Hot Wheels drag strip collection. And this particular design was made by Brendan Vatuski. And this is also the fourth of 6 iterations of this car. The Chevrolet Corvette is a 2-door, 2-seat sports car produced by General Motors for their Chevrolet division since 1953. The 1962 Corvette was the last year of the first generation of the Corvette. It was the quickest of the first generation Corvettes with new engine choices, and was also the last Corvette with exposed headlights until 2005. This casting depicts a Gasser version of a 1962 Chevrolet Corvette. This casting is based on the 62 Corvette casting, which was originally designed by Larry Wood back in 2009. And it has Schmidt's Chevrolet on the side, a nod to Hot Wheels track and play sets designer Paul Schmidt, who loves Corvettes. And on the back of the 2022 card, it reads, "Born in 1962. From Hot Wheels, this classic Corvette is a pure 1960s Gasser. Get behind the wheel of an exposed, supercharged 327 cubic inch engine and 4-speed manual transmission, and you're ready to race down the track." Okay, let's take a good look at this car now. First of all, you can see how it's jacked up. It's been lifted, obviously. I would say, in order to fit that massive engine in there, because even over the wheel, you can see the engine block. It just needs a lot of space, so they really jacked up that front end. Aerodynamics-wise, I would think you'd want the front end low, but in this case, they've got it raised, which I don't think is the greatest for actual speed, but what do I know? It says Hot Wheels drag strip down the side. It's got the nice Chevy bow tie emblem. Diaz, whatever that refers to. BG, Hot Wheels number 62. The back end looks like a standard Corvette, and then you got these massive wheels. There's the right side. I like how the wheels too are, this is like a white walled tire, and that's just a white line tire, kind of like the red lines, but a white line. There's the overhead and the front. I would think an easy customization to this car would be to put some chrome or silver on those headlights to spruce it up a little bit. Let's take a look at the base here. There you go. So there is the 1962 Corvette Gasser. Okay, this one's going to be pretty brief. We've gone over this car before, and it doesn't have a whole lot of historical value to it, since it is more of a fantasy car than an actual model based on an actual car. But this is the Hot Wired, and it made its debut in 2022, and it was designed by Sonny Fisher. And this particular version of it that's in the drag strip collection is the 4th out of 5 iterations, and it is described as being a depiction of an electric dragster. And on the back of its 2022 card, it read, born in 2021 in El Segundo, California, Designer was Hot Wheels. And it says, this car brings drag racing into the modern age. Wires and cables surround the driver in our first ever Hot Wheels electric dragster. This aggressively styled vehicle looks older, but has modern tech, with massive e-motors and classic dragster style. So here we go. Here's a closer look at the car. Very sleek design. Now they talk about electric wires surrounding the driver. Maybe they're talking about the roll cage. I'm not sure what they mean by electric wires wrapped around the driver, but anyway, it's a fun little story behind the design. And that almost looks like it's got like a real engine there, but if anything, that might be an electric motor. Trying to see what that emblem says right here. FY or PY, I'm not sure. But interesting, you've got actually 3 sets of plastic here. You've got green base, chrome seating, and a white roll cage. So quite the pairing of plastics to metal on the outer frame. So unique design. Almost has a maybe a futuristic F1 or IndyCar look to it. But and I know from experience running my original hot wire down my track, it's one of my faster cars in the collection. So what I'd like to do is take all my hot wired cars someday and just kind of compete against one another and see if they have relatively equal speed and distance on the track. So there you have it. There is the hot wired. Next up, we've got the Nitro Door Slammer. And this car made its debut in 2007 as part of the New Models series. This car was designed by Jun Imai, and it is the, if you can believe this, 35th out of 35 iterations. This is the newest and latest variant, but 35 cars is a pretty impressive track record. The description on this car is that the Nitro Door Slammer is a Hot Wheels original model, first introduced in 2007, and it depicts a futuristic drag car. That I can agree with. From 2008 to 2012, regular castings featured a plastic base with a flip-out anti-wheelie bar that locks open or closed with a small plastic tab. In 2013, the casting changed so that the anti-wheelie bar is shorter, molded into the base, and does not move. However, all Color Shifters versions from 2008 to present have a metal base and the wheelie bar molded into the base as if it were folded. Versions with the shorter wheelie bar are not compatible with kicker loops, as the wheelie bar can get stuck on the kicker. So that makes sense. Plus, it's a really long model, so not sure how it would fare in anything that would go vertical on the track, so to speak. The back of its 2007 card, 2008 card reads, born in 2007 in El Segundo, California, designed by Hot Wheels. This nitrous-injected dragster is the future of drag cars, pumped with speed and attitude. The flip-out wheelie bar is designed to keep you on the ground while you soar past the competition. Okay, taking a closer look at the car now, you can see how long and sleek that is. If I would say if this top were to continue upward instead of falling back down, it would be reminiscent of a funny car. But it comes back down, so it has more of a coupe style look to it. But there's the front end. Quite the cutout on the hood though for that engine. That's an unusual shaped cutout. It's actually got blue tinted windows. You don't see that too often. I like the gold rimmed wheels. The 5 spokes. It says Nitro DS. DS obviously is door slammer. Take a look at the back end and you can see the short wheelie bar. Yeah, it is now molded in. It's not retractable or foldable, but and it does have a little tab there, but that little tab doesn't do anything. So, yeah, and even if it did move, you can see the wheelie bar's molded into the base anyway, so it wouldn't be able to move. A little bit of a swooping spoiler. I do like the yellow stripes. Kind of gives it a fast look to it. Let's take a look at the base. And there you have it, the Nitro Door Slammer. Okay, last but not least, we have the 2010 Ford Mustang Funny Car. Now, every once in a while you stumble upon a car that has a very interesting and possibly confusing background, and this might fall into that category. We'll see. But this car, the 2010 Ford Mustang Funny Car, made its debut in 2011 as part of the Hot Wheels Drag Racer series. It was designed by Phil Reelman. Now, this particular car is a representation of an NHRA funny car with a 4th generation Ford Mustang body. The original car named the Mustang Funny Car. It made its debut in 2004 and was designed by Phil Reelman, and it underwent 12 iterations under the name Mustang Funny Car. Then in 2011, Phil modified it, creating this version that we call the 2010 Ford Mustang Funny Car. This is a retooled version of the original Mustang Funny Car, featuring a plastic base riveted to the body. As a result, this casting does not have a tip-up body. This casting was retooled from the original Mustang Funny Car casting midway through its production. The casting was retooled once again in 2021 with minor surfacing work. This new version was also produced in 12 different variants, creating 24 total variants if you include the original concept car. And on the back of its 2008 card, it read, "Born in 1997 in Dearborn, Michigan, designed by the Ford Motor Company. You will be the only one laughing as you pass up the competition in the 2nd generation funny car, best characterized by its tilting body. With a nitro-burning supercharged V8, this trick will tickle more than your funny bone as it burns up the quarter mile." Okay, and as we can see, this new retooled version does not have the flip-up body, unfortunately. I wish it did, but you can't get everything sometimes. But you can see it's riveted both front and back, so everything is hard-mounted. It almost looks like it could have been designed because there's enough opening around the base, but for whatever reason, that's the way Phil decided to retool it. It says Moon twice, Jim Dunn Racing on the rear wing. Nice little air scoop coming out, but definitely has a classic funny car look to it. Let's take a look at the rear end. Now I'm assuming that these are supposed to be the exhaust. No, because the exhaust come out here, so those must be the drags. So instead of one center drogue, these are the 2 outer drogue chutes. And it has a relatively small wheelie bar. I really would have thought it'd have a bigger wheelie bar, but that's the way it is. But all in all, very cool casting. And I've got a few different variants of this design that we'll look at sometime in the future. But there is your 2010 Mustang Funny Car. Okay, there's the whole 5-set compiled in one little parked package there. And I'm curious what you all think about the colors. Again, I'm going to say the red's my favorite. I do like that blue. That blue has a very nice, almost Spectraflame look to it. That purple is unique. I guess it's kind of like a grayish purple, actually. Yellow is yellow, and this is just sort of gray with green accents. But I'm going to say it's between these 3. So let me know which of those 3 are your favorite colors. You can see which one I put in the front. So, well, that wraps up this video, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little history lesson on the 5-car pack of the Hot Wheels Drag Race series. Until next time, everybody, God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.